Welcome to the cool view, the mother effing cool view, the cool view, the cool view, the cool view.
What's going on, viewers? Welcome to the Core View, and today I will be giving my tips on how to become a better player in WWE 2K26. Now, I ain't gonna act like I'm the best player in the world, but I have years of experience in these wrestling games. Been playing these wrestling games since I was a little kid. Super Nintendo 64 days, all the way up to PlayStation. So I've been playing these wrestling games for years, and even when they change up the controls, I adapt. And I win about 80% of my matches online. So I think I'm well qualified to give these tips. Now, the first thing I want to say is, ever since WWE 2K22, this game is a guessing game. So the first tip I want to give you guys is to outsmart your opponent. Don't keep pressing the same buttons over and over again, because like I just said, this is a guessing game. A lot of people don't like this little having to guess the buttons your opponent is pressing and whatnot, but that's just the name of the game, and I don't think it's changing no time soon, so you might as well get used to it if you're going to play these games. But back to the subject at hand, I beat so many players in these recent 2K games because they're too damn predictable. Like, if you keep hitting X, then I'm going to keep hitting X and reversing your moves. When you're playing this game, you gotta switch it up. You gotta constantly switch it up. Like, sometimes you hit X, sometimes you hit square, sometimes you hit O, sometimes you hit X twice, sometimes you hit square twice. You just gotta keep switching it up. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over again, because if you do, then your opponent is just gonna keep reversing all of your stuff because you keep hitting the same button. Also, on the defense side, learn to read your opponent. Learn the stuff that they keep doing. If you're running into one of those opponents and they keep doing the same move on you again, then you know they keep hitting the same button. Figure out which button they pressing. The second tip I want to give is know the wrestler you're playing with. Learn their moveset. Even if you customize their moveset and you change up their moveset, you still gotta memorize the moveset that you gave that wrestler. But this is mainly for people who play with custom wrestlers and edit their wrestlers off. Learn your wrestlers that you play with. Like, if you're used to somebody like The Undertaker, you know The Undertaker has a lot of moves that can get mid-move reversed. If you're using a wrestler like that who has a lot of mid-move reversals, focus more on heavy strikes, light strikes, running grapples or whatnot. Don't keep going for grapples when you know if you're facing a good player, they're gonna always mid-move reverse all of your stuff. And if you know your wrestler has a lot of mid-move reversals, do not go for those big moves unless you stun your opponent or that opponent runs out of stamina. Also, knowing your wrestler allows you to do moves that you know for a fact doesn't have a mid-move reversal. Drew McIntyre, for example. He has a lot of moves that doesn't have mid-move reversals, but he also has some moves that do have mid-move reversals or whatnot. If you know Drew McIntyre, you will know what moves not to do and what moves to do unless the opponent is stunned. Now, if you play with custom and edited wrestlers turned on, I would recommend going into the move set. If you know a wrestler has a lot of mid-move reversals, I would recommend going into the move set and changing some of the moves of that wrestler to moves that doesn't have mid-move reversals. I don't mean going in and doing shit like giving the Undertaker an RKO as a regular move. I don't mean do that, but give these wrestlers something they will actually do in real life, but it doesn't have a mid-move reversal. The third tip I want to give, and it's kind of on the same subject, but it's finishers and signatures. If you know you're using a wrestler with a finisher or a signature that has a mid-move reversal, then don't try to hit your finisher or signature raw. Wait until your opponent is stunned or out of stamina. And the same thing goes with top rope finishers. If you're facing a good player, they're blocking that top rope finisher. So wait until your opponent is stunned or out of stamina. Now, there are a few wrestlers with mid-move reversal finishers and signatures. There is a way you can get around it. It's by using the carry positions. The Undertaker, for example, and I'm using the Undertaker again because that's my favorite wrestler, right? You know the tombstone can get mid-move reversed. So put your opponent into a carry position. Now, your opponent still can reverse the carry position, But if they reverse the carry position, at least you're not wasting the finisher. But if they don't reverse the carry position, then you get a free tombstone. A fourth tip I want to give is managing your stamina. Managing your stamina is crucial this year, because if you run out of stamina, you can't run or reverse. So it's very important that you manage your stamina this year. If you know you're low on stamina, sometimes you're just going to have to take a move. Do not reverse if you're low on stamina, unless you're confident enough that if you reverse and run out of stamina, that you can still get the upper hand. But if you take that risk and it doesn't work out, then you're fucked until your stamina come back. I know some people don't like this new stamina system that they put in WWE 2K26, but it's not all too bad, because there's ways that you can get your stamina back quicker, and that is simply by taunting. When you taunt, your stamina goes up way faster than the normal rate, but only do that when it's safe to do so. Obviously don't do it when your opponent is looking dead at you in your face or whatnot. The fifth tip I want to give is kicking out of pins. I recommend pressing X instead of using the joystick, because if you use the joystick to kick out of pins, your finger can slip off the joystick and it can fuck you up on the pin. If you use X to kick out of the pins, that's a more concrete and solidified way to kick out of the pins, and it's much easier in my opinion. Also, I want to say, if you're getting pinned and your pin meter is small, do not panic. Take your time. Let the pin meter bounce off the edge and come back, and then make your attempt by hitting X to kick out of the pin. The fifth tip I want to give is, if you're facing a player in a one-on-one match and you're facing one of those players that like to sit outside the ring the whole match, then I suggest making a custom match and then change the count out to a 5 count instead of a 10 count. Most people don't read the rules, and they end up sitting outside the ring thinking that they got to 10 to get back into the ring. But what they don't realize is you change it to a 5 count, and they sit out there and they get counted out and you get a free win. Now, if you're in a multi-man match and you're facing players who like to sit outside the ring and not do nothing but try to just rush in soon as both opponents are down to get the quick pin or whatnot, what I would recommend is playing with people you know. So when you're running to people like that, you jump their ass and get their ass out of there. But if you're playing by yourself, try to convince the people that's in this match with you to get rid of that guy. Or the best option is, do not give them motherfuckers the time of day, leave the match and go find you another match where people are really going to play the game the way the game was intended to be played. And that same thing goes for people who exploit in the game using unblockable moves where you can't reverse it at all, but they just keep doing the same thing over and over again because you can't reverse it. Don't give them motherfuckers the time of day either. Just leave the game and search for other players who's going to play the game like the game is intended to be played. Or you can just simply turn off custom wrestlers or edited wrestlers. That would be the easiest method. But that is all the tips I got for you guys as of today. If I think of anything else, I will make a part 2 to this video. This has been The Cool View, and I'm out.
The Cool View.